the latest buzz-a-luzz-luzz out of New England. And if you have not heard, possibly not, we are told that the Patriots, a team that has been off the radar the last couple of years, they used to be great, not anymore. The Patriots do not see a massive gap between Mac Jones and the man, the myth, the legend, Bailey Zappe. Yeah, they don't see much of a difference there. Now, Bert Breer is his name, and Football Quasi Insider is his game. He says he thinks the Patriots would be willing to listen to trade offers for Mac Jones. Bill Belichick did not appreciate how Mac Jones handled his business last year and gave a very tepid statement about Mac Jones' place with the Patriots. I think the temperature on that was lukewarm, if you remember, at the end of the Patriots' regular season. So let us discuss the question: do you buy or sell the Patriots being open to trading Mac Jones? So we are buying this. We are buying it. Why would they not be willing to trade this guy? I've got canoe, commodities, and arithmetic. And we will connect all of these things together, and we are going to make a cream pie, which is about what the Patriot offense was. It had the thickness of a cream pie as they were unable to climb the mountain in the AFC last year. So, first of all, Mac Jones, not in the world we're in, maybe in some other dimension out in the Twilight Zone, but in this world we're in together, is not a stone-cold lock to continue on as the Patriot quarterback in 2023. Now, it's certainly in his favor. The odds are that he will come back, but he was a flea bag quarterback. This isn't a ball player that has a chokehold on the starting job. And at this point in his NFL career, you would say that Mac Jones is much more likely to be a backup on another team than the long-term starter for the Patriots, right? If anything, he's hanging on to this gig in New England with his fingernails, and he has a problem. He likes to bite his fingernails when he gets nervous. And he did not respond to adversity in 2023. He did the opposite. He started drowning. Mac Jones was the 27th ranked quarterback. He was swimming in the ocean. He got into a canoe. He looked around and he realized, wait a minute, this canoe is in the Bermuda Triangle, stuck in the Devil's Triangle. Mac Jones disappeared. He disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Now, quarterback apologists, and there are many of them, we've had some that have called our show over the years, that obey that by the beliefs that we need to muzzle all criticism of quarterbacks. It's never the quarterback's fault. That crowd, I don't like those people. I don't like those people. Mac Jones failed to climb the mountain. He had a chance. He failed to do it. And you can say it's this guy's fault, that guy's fault. Many people will say the lack of playmakers is the reason. Others will claim it's all Matt Patricia's fault. Blame the fat guy, the offensive coordinator in 2022, when the Patriots took a dive there, and he has been reassigned out of that job in New England. And while things were not smooth as silk, that's an understatement for Mac Jones, Bailey Zappe, with no name brand value, with the same playmakers and the same coaching staff with Matt Patricia, flourished. The Patriots had their two highest offensive production days of last season in the games started by Bailey Zappe. The games he started there, Zappe completed almost 75% of his passes for an average of 9 yards per pass attempt, 3 touchdowns, and a passer rating of over 110. Without question, the better performance between these two quarterbacks. That was against the Lions, who almost made the playoffs, and the Cleveland Browns, who did not almost make the playoffs. But that stat line is footloose and fancy-free. That is a great stat line, while watching Mac Jones was mostly a waste of time. Now, second, what is so special about the Mac Daddy, Mac Jones? And the answer to that is, as I look around here, bupkis. We don't see anything spectacular outside of the commodities, if you will. And the commodities are where you were drafted, draft capital. Mac Jones, I still remember this because every year, because I'm a loser and I have this job where you have to keep track of such things, before the draft, I will look at the guide, the book on what the scouting services say about these players going into their final year of college. And the book on Mac Jones, he was projected as a mid to late round pick going into his final year at Alabama. One scouting service said he would not be drafted at all. Now, that was, of course, before Mac Jones went out and was chasing the pot of gold, chasing rainbows, and helped Alabama have a magic carpet ride of a season surrounded by elite playmakers on both sides of the ball for Nick Saban. And as a result of that, those same draftniks who said that Mac Jones was going to be a mid to late round pick or undrafted saw Mac Jones leapfrog all the way up, parlaying the Crimson Tide success into the number 15 pick in the 2021 NFL draft. That is the commodity. He is a commodity because of that. If Mac Jones had been drafted later on, he would not have any chance of continuing on as the Patriots starter because his performance, you are judged by the results. He has been not even a baseline quarterback, unable to weather the storm. Nothing spectacular. He doesn't stand out in any way other than having a hissy fit. He's very good at that. Mac Jones has not shown the it factor, right? He's shown the puke factor is what he's shown. He fails to uplift the players around him. This was one of the concerns. And you say this about all the players that go to Alabama or Ohio State, these powerhouse college football teams, when they are surrounded by the best of the best, and they go to some other team where they have to scrape together a bunch of dusty, broken-down playmakers, how effective are those quarterbacks? And so the answer with Mac Jones, based on the sample size that we have, is he doesn't make players around him better. That he is a store-brand quarterback. He's not a name-brand quarterback. We've seen that based on the dummy run in his NFL career. All right, final thought. So how big a setback would it be to have a brand new quarterback with New England? Well, considering that Mac Jones' performance has been second rate, he's been unable to shift into a high gear. At worst, it would be a lateral move. If you do the arithmetic, it is addition by subtraction, that you don't have the big kahuna as your quarterback, and maybe you won't have it if you change quarterbacks, but it's not like you're going to go down much further, right? You know what I'm saying? You feeling me on that? And that's part of the puzzle. The Patriots would have to find someone to take Mac Jones, and the immediate answer is always, what about the Raiders? What about Josh McDaniels? Why not? The Raiders don't have a quarterback. That would be an obvious choice. Keep in mind the entire story of Mac Jones going here, there, or anywhere, coming from Burt Breer, and it was filled with weasel verbiage. Weasel verbiage. Those weasel words, he said, thinks. You know, I think a lot of things. It doesn't mean I know anything. You know, that did not come from someone who knows what's going on. It was couched with a weasel word, thinks. It was cooked up in his head. Now, we still buy that this actually has a chance of happening. And no decisions have been made, and that one lurking in the background, many would say, well, what about Aaron Rodgers? No. The move here would be the one that got away. If you believe any of the propaganda that has come out of the Patriots in the last 5 years or so, a lot of it has indicated that Tom Brady was very uncomfortable with Jimmy Garoppolo, and that Brady went above Belichick to Robert Kraft to have Garoppolo traded. That's why the Patriots gave Garoppolo away to the 49ers for basically a bag of hot air. The reason they did that is because Brady didn't like Garoppolo on the team. He felt pressured by Garoppolo, and so the Patriots made Garoppolo vanish. So if you're Bill Belichick and you can get Garoppolo back as a free agent because he's done with the 49ers, and you can get him there, and he knows the Patriot way and all that bull crap, and you're Belichick and you believe that was the guy that you handpicked to replace Brady, and you got undermined because Brady had his own conniption fit and Robert Kraft genuflected to Brady. If you could correct that and bring Garoppolo back, now that Garoppolo's played and been part of teams that have been good, even though his numbers have not been particularly good with the 49ers and he gets hurt all the time, why would you not go down that road? Of course you would. So that's the guy. That's the obvious guy. Now, it's going to cost money. And for Robert Kraft, he's a very frugal man. He would have to open up his wallet. You can upgrade in other ways, or they could ride the Zappe train and go with Bailey Zappe and go with that direction.